Hello and welcome to Job Centre Support. Signposting with a tablet. My name is John. Let me give you a little bit about the background and vision behind this project. My name is John and I have been engaging with job seekers for about 2 years outside my local job centre in the East Midlands. Having worked for Action for Employment and other providers, I was aware of the real needs that so many had. The changes that have occurred under the Welfare Reform Bill under the current government have made a massive change to the many that are keen to find work. My aim is not only to support local job seekers in my area, but to equip other community groups like churches to engage with job seekers. It's not just restricted to churches, there are other different types of community groups that this concept would work with. By listening and signposting, you can make a major difference in someone's life, reducing the stress, giving a disillusioned job seeker hope, and answering many questions. So what is covered in this presentation? Well, a number of things. The first thing you have to take on board is you need to be engaging with the job seekers with suitable material and internet access ideally through a tablet as an example, because they're a practical device to hold on to actually work with, but most importantly a positive attitude and a listening ear. So you can support in many different formats. We could use leaflets and we could use a tablet. We could even just show the telephone number for a different place. But most importantly, as I say, is listening to the issue that the job seeker might have. It may be that you're the first person to listen to them as they come out of that job centre. And that's a key part of this whole concept, to listen, because it is something that people struggle to talk about, unemployment. So we need to be providing the information when it is needed. We need to have an awareness. The youth are probably one of the groups, the 18 to 24 group, that have some of the biggest challenges, statistically wise. The benefit advisor and entitlement, we have this as an option. We're actually able to provide people with information on that. Again, I'll come to that in a little while. Careers advice, we can actually provide information in that area. Signposting again. The East European group, the A2 and the A8 nations, again we'll cover that, a few of the countries, in a little while, and explaining the material that we have so that people can see where we're coming from if they're asking about that kind of support. And probably a very important area, the support and the links online that might solve somebody's problem. Well, the first question you might ask is, how many different formats there might be? Well, we can see here on the right hand side we have some leaflets. We can also see the tablet. Now, outreach can involve distribution of leaflets. For example, the Christians Against Poverty UK Job Club, CAP UK Job Club, but also we can help somebody with just what a universal job match might be. So this is where the government has already provided a system. We can help a job seeker look at that, maybe for the first time, look at that particular option and calm their fears down about using the resources that are available for them. So here we are going to be looking at providing the information when it's needed. You're outside the job centre, You've got the equipment, the tablet, you might have some leaflets. So the information can be provided outside for job seeker when they need it. The key bit is the listening ear. What struggles are they facing? What struggles are they finding at the moment? The signposting support can be invaluable. If somebody's come out, they don't know what to do next, they've been sanctioned, or there's a problem. These are all critical things you can support somebody with. I mentioned a short while back about the youth and the NEET support. The youth we would define as somebody who is between 18 to 24. The youth are one of the greatest challenges statistically to find work for, to get them into employment. Why? Because they need more support, because the existing skill and work experience is likely to be lower. And although many will have email, they will not necessarily have the awareness of the resources that are available. Now these could include the Job Centre's websites, or rather the Job Centre Twitter accounts that might be sending adverts out for jobs, which you could actually see on the Twitter account. If you don't know what a Twitter account is, but you're interested in finding out what is available from the Job Centre, contact us on the information provided at the end of the presentation. Email alerts. Again, these are a resource that come through an email box specifically to the needs of the job seeker, if it's set up correctly. Application support. Again, we can help a job seeker with the application form and really thinking about what they're applying for and whether it's going to be the job that's going to be right for them, and really trying to encourage them a little bit with it, because an application form can be a daunting process. So many will need support and encouragement as they face the rejection from employers. Not every employer is going to respond to them. Not every letter is going to be the letter that they want. So even those that have an education are not finding the work they expect to find. A graduate may come out of completing a degree but may not find exactly the post they were seeking. The benefit advisor. Now, a tablet, which is a computer, is a small computer connected to the internet, potentially through a mobile phone connection, and this is all explained for anybody undertaking training, can provide access to the benefit advisor. Now, the benefit advisor has a start button on the screen, and it can look at income support, employment support allowance, job seekers allowance, and more. Some of these benefits are changing, and this is called something called the universal credit. So again, if you need information on this or you need to ask questions, that's what we're here for. Benefit entitlement. Often we want to know exactly what we are entitled to. A job seeker often needs to know what they're entitled to, and this information can be provided. Now, we've just looked at the benefit advisor. How and when benefits are paid is important. For a lot of people, this benefit cap's important as well. So again, we can show the job seeker information on that. Careers advice. Well, there are different ways of taking control of your life, and it can involve some careers advice. There is a service online called the National Career Service, and this is a service that can help you possibly take control of your life in the sense of getting the education. There is on the page a skills checklist, CV builder, an action plan, learning record, etc. And you can actually register for that for free, so that's an extremely useful resource. Now, not everybody will have thought of that. Okay, next page, EU migrants. Now, in the last few years, there's been some changes under something called the Ascension Act, and if you want to know more about the Act, then please feel free to contact us. But it allows the East European nations which we can see here featured, Lithuania, Latvia, Poland, etc., to actually access the benefit system. Now, for some people that may be an issue, but for people wanting to know more about this information, we can see that the information is available online again. And again, if you want the information connected to it, we will guide you through that, take you through a lot more of the information that's available, specific aspects like something called the habitual residency test, aspects like that that could actually make a significant difference to somebody's situation, taking into consideration that the working families tax credit that a lot of job seekers may be on will in actual fact be integrated under something called universal credit. Now, universal credit is a developing resource that's becoming available as it gets rolled out nationally. If you want more information about this, again, ask the questions on one of the websites you'll see shortly. One of the catches with most things is that people, if they're given a leaflet, will often want to know more. Now, we mentioned Christians Against Poverty, CAP UK, the CAP Job Clubs in the area that I'm based have just launched a job club, and churches can set up job clubs, so can community groups. Here it's useful if you can provide the background behind the card, behind the literature that you're providing. You can explain the support that's available, possibly even show other people the results of what they could be doing if they go along to a club. So again, useful exercise, having both the information available online and the card. Now, I'm hoping you're beginning to see that the tablet is a useful device for providing background information and support information to a job seeker, and clearly you may well find that you need to actually send the link or the information to the job seeker direct on their email or something like that at their request. And again, that's something we can support you in showing you how to do that. So the full sections of links are available. Through follow-up training information is also available in all these areas. So you've got your benefits, you've got your local resources, your debt management, your careers advice and courses, and the specialist information to do with DWP, which we cover within our training sessions, and those can be quite useful for people with specific needs like disability issues and changes in benefits, etc. Many of these things that people come across, aspects like sanctions, all these things can be covered with additional information. Support sites include onthedole.com, and on this particular site you'll see there's a number of different aspects. If you want to go self-employed, you're looking at building a website, etc. Again, this could be quite useful. We have CAP UK job clubs, CJSS, which I'm the founder of, and a number of other different links. You've got benefits and credit information, which we provide information on, even the option of uploading video CVs, and a television channel, and a group page as well. So if you're really, if you maybe know somebody who's unemployed, Group on the Dole can be a useful resource as well, and there's blog options, etc. So self-employment, social network sites, and other related forms of support may be of use. For further information, I've covered a great deal in this video very, very quickly, and clearly you may have more questions and ask for more information. And the support is available. You can see here onthedole.com, CGSS, and Benefits to Work, which is just developing, and that's my consultancy service. If you'd like any further information, please make contact. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.